Hey guys, I'm Jordan. Welcome back to the Bowerman Family channel. I share it with my husband and my 9-month-old. I can guarantee she'll be in this video today because when I'm talking, she wants to be like in where the action is. She doesn't like sitting alone and playing by herself. So today I'm gonna tell my story about how my labor and delivery went. She was born on June 15th, 2016, and my due date was June 27th. Baby, come on. I got pregnant when I was 17. It was a huge surprise. It was horrible. I hated being pregnant. I felt embarrassed and anxious my entire pregnancy, and I was really depressed too. It was just the mix of hormones and also being a teen and being pregnant and being that girl, the pregnant girl. But you know, the end result was the best thing ever. Best thing that ever happened to me. We lived at Sam's dad's at the time. So I went home, Sam picked me up from the gym. I took a shower and went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night with really bad pain, back pain, and I thought they were Braxton Hicks. So Braxton Hicks, I walked around the house a little bit until they kind of died down a little, enough for me to go back to sleep. So I went to sleep. I woke up in the morning for a doctor's appointment. I barely slept that night. It was like 9 a.m. I told my doctor about it. He said that they were definitely Braxton Hicks. And I also told him about how bad my back pain was and how I wasn't sleeping very well. And he said, that's all normal, you're fine. It was literally a 2-minute appointment. He came in, he was like, oh, okay, how are you doing? I was like, I'm in pain all the time. I think I'm probably in labor. He was like, you're fine. He didn't even check me or anything. So I'm gonna give her baby crack so that she's nice for the next 10 minutes or however long this takes. Look, these are Puffs. She's addicted. She loves these. If I feed them to her too often, she will not eat, so she only gets them as a treat sometimes. Anyways, my doctor was like, oh, you're fine, you're not in labor. And I was like, all right. So I went home. I got ready. My sister Lauren and I went to Lodi Lake. It's a lake that was near our house. So we went for a walk. We walked 2 or 3 miles, and I started feeling I was already not feeling well and having back pain, but walking was just so uncomfortable. I knew something was different. So she said, if anything happens tonight or if I feel any worse, call her and go to the hospital. I increasingly felt worse, and my Braxton Hicks got worse, and I was able to time them. They were about a minute apart, and I got some app to time them because just in case. But then I told Sam and I showed him I can time them perfectly. I've been timing them for 2 hours. I think I'm in labor, but I'm not sure. I was like, I'm fine, I'm not in pain right now, I'm just uncomfortable. And he was like, we need to go to the ER right now, we need to go. And I was like, I'm not getting in the car, I'm not gonna go and get sent home. I'm not gonna get my hopes up for nothing. So I didn't wanna go, but he was like, Jordan, you're definitely in labor, we need to go. His mom worked at the OB clinic where I went for all my checkups and everything. So she told me, if you can time them, you need to go. And I was like, I'm fine, I don't need to go. But I ended up going, and they checked me in and put a wristband on me and Sam, because they do it with all the dads at that hospital. And they made me change into a gown. Then they had a nurse come in, and she was my nurse the whole time. So she checked me and said, wow, you're 4 centimeters already. And I didn't even expect that at all. I was surprised. So I was there for a few hours. It was 5:30 when I went. I was checked a few times. I wasn't really progressing, I guess. I don't know. But I had a new nurse after 2.5 hours. She came in and checked me and said, you're 4.5 centimeters. You're not going fast enough. You're not moving along fast enough. So I'm gonna give you another hour, and if you haven't progressed, we're gonna send you home. So she checked me again. She said, okay, we're sending you home. You're fine. She was, fucking bitch. Sorry. She was, I hated her. I was so glad that was no longer my nurse, but I wasn't glad that I was getting sent home because I felt like shit. They asked me if I wanted pain medication. I said, no, I'm fine. So I went home. The second I walked out of the doors of the hospital, the cramping or the contractions got worse, like 10 times worse. And it was like 9:30 by this time. And I was like, Sam, I'm definitely in way more pain than a few minutes ago. But we got home, his dad's house was super close, and that's where we were living at the time. So I took a shower, I took a really hot shower, and I had to hold the wall and breathe through because I was having contractions and they were super bad. Like, it was painful. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty painful. So it wasn't unbearable yet, but it hurt, you know? And so I got out of the shower and I washed all my makeup off. My hair was wet. I was wearing Sam's clothes as pajamas. So I was not ready to go back to the hospital, but Sam was like, get in the car, we're going back. Because the pain was so bad, I just honestly didn't care at that point. So I got in the car. The car ride back to the hospital and then sitting in a wheelchair to go upstairs, it literally felt like hours. I will never forget that. But sitting still while in labor is the worst thing ever because it's so uncomfortable. I mean, it's painful, but it's just more like uncomfortable. Like you want to like move on your side or just like move in any way, and sitting like that is just horrible. So I got to the hospital, I changed back into a gown. They checked me back in right away, and they checked me and I was 7 centimeters. So you only go to 10, I was 7. I was in pain. So they were like, okay, do you want an epidural? And I was like, hell yeah, I want one. Well, so I had to wait like half an hour, and then the anesthesiologist came in. He gave me my epidural, and I had to sit like hunched over, and that was horrible too. I guess that took like 20 minutes to 30 minutes, but it felt like seconds because the second I got it, all my pain was gone. I didn't even feel the epidural at all. I didn't feel anything except for the pain of like sitting like that. It was just uncomfortable. But honestly, I thought labor would be way worse than what it was. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like, I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. So after that, I progressed pretty quickly. My neighbors are home, sorry. I had to wait to push because there were 6 other women having babies at the same time I was in the hospital. So someone had just come in 10 centimeters dilated. I could hear her screaming her head off right outside my room, and they had to deliver her baby right away first. So I had to wait a little, which was no problem because I could not feel anything at all. I couldn't even feel my contractions after my epidural. And they gave me a little button. I only pushed it twice, I think. I pushed it right before I was about to push because, you know, just in case. So that was a mistake because I couldn't feel when my contractions were coming, and you push during your contractions. So they had to tell me when to push instead. And yeah, I didn't feel anything. And I pushed for like 15 minutes. I only pushed like 6 times. They had to cut me because her heart rate started dropping. So that was horrible. I didn't watch. I saw her get scissors, my doctor. I just looked away and I heard scissors and I was like, oh fuck. That's the only thing I didn't want, and that's what I got. And I was like, really? Like, come on. So I got 3 stitches and I didn't feel any of it, thank God. And honestly, this is TMI right now, so plug your ears if you don't want to hear it, but it wasn't messy. I didn't shit myself, thank God, because Sam was there. So, thank God. She was 6 pounds, 11 ounces, so she was pretty small, and 18.5 inches long, so yeah. She was kind of like long and lean. She had a ton of hair, and she had bright blue eyes, which is the first things I noticed. Want another one? Look. Yeah, and she looked exactly like Sam. Literally his twin. Their baby pictures look exactly the same, honestly, like, it's crazy. But she does have my nose though, but that's all she has for me. And I mean, she's kind of sassy like me. She's kind of a brat, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a brat too. But yeah, so after that, I breastfeed. I'm still breastfeeding. She's 9 months old as of yesterday. So this is why I'm telling the story now. And I'm still breastfeeding. I plan on breastfeeding until she's at least a year. She's been a really good baby. She's been sleeping through the night, honestly, since we brought her home. She did have some sleep regression when she was like 4 or 5 months. Claire, no. And she's crawling as of like last week. And she's pulling herself up on stuff. And honestly, I think she'll be walking within a month because she's strong. She's little, but she's strong. Yeah, now she's like 16 or 17 pounds. So she's pretty little still. But yeah, that was my labor and delivery story. I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe and like down below. I'll be putting out videos probably twice a week, and hopefully Sam will be in more of them. He's been busy with work. It's actually 4 days later from when I filmed this video. That's why I'm in a different outfit. And I finally got hair products and a straightener. It's my birthday today, but Sam has staff duty, so he's gone from 6 a.m. this morning until tomorrow at 6 a.m. So that sucks. He ordered me flowers and chocolates, so I'm pretty happy. And thank you for watching.